Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition, our first story, Elgin Mayor David Kaptain's walk at the Centre of Elgin. The mayor not only walks, but talks to fellow Elgin citizens. Then we stay at the Centre of Elgin for a preschool preview of the upcoming open house as we hear from Program Supervisor Jan Monell. Then to the Elgin Area Chamber to see Jason Polanski, a familiar face who is now the Director of Marketing and Special Events for the Chamber. It's a big crowd at the 30th Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Prayer Breakfast at Elgin Community College, and we will talk with many of those involved with this big event. The Mayor David Kaptain segment takes us to Kevin Echevarria's Dream Kitchen on Elgin's West Side as we hear about a great Elgin success story. And Parks and Recreation Department Director Randy Riopel will tell us all about the big citywide upcoming event, March into Health. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. When is a walk a story? When that walk is a chance for you to talk with your Elgin Mayor David Kaptain at the Centre of Elgin as part of an Activate Elgin event.
Welcome everybody. This is the first Mayor's Walk of 2015. We're at the rec center. It's a little after 8 o'clock. Typically walk for 45 minutes to an hour. Get the blood flowing. That's about 2 miles to 2.5 miles. And whoever shows up can ask any question they'd like to ask. And I do this just about every day, so many of the people here walk with me every day anyway. So hope we enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day to be inside. It's about 3 above 0 outside. So good day to be in here. Let's go.
After the walk, Mayor Kaptain took us through it step by step.
Yeah, this morning I talked to Pat Harkin. She's the president of the Northeast Neighborhood Association. We talked about their concerns over the Sherman Advocate property that went up for sale in their neighborhood and what the plans are and what some of the processes would be for a developer or somebody to purchase the property, what they'd have to do. I talked to Prat, a Laotian friend of mine. We talked about issues in neighborhoods. I talked to Chris, the new communications director, about the issues with the City of Elgin and some of the things that we've done with walks and neighborhood walks and those kind of things and what they mean to the community. I talked to representatives from the police department, and we talked a little bit about some of the things that we're doing in relation to police-community relationships. And these are the kind of things that we want to be proactive about. So those are some of the discussions I had today, and it helps me make my mind up and helps me get information out to the community.
And NENA President Patricia Harkin told us this after the walk.
It was a wonderful time. I have never done this before. I'm really glad I did. The mayor was actively interested in what we had to say. I think this is a very good thing for the city to be able, for an ordinary citizen to be able to come out and walk around the track with the mayor for a few minutes and express concerns, ask questions. It was a good morning.
And as an added attraction on this Tuesday, there were police personnel going through their paces, and we found out why.
You've seen the Elgin Police, the tactical response team, or our SWAT team. We're doing our physical standards test. We do it twice a year. So we get out here, we do a run, bench press, a pull-up in full gear, a set of pull-ups in full gear. We do some push-ups and we do some sit-ups, all of it tied into certain standards. And that's what you're seeing today. All of us are out here doing the physical test together. We do it twice a year. We do it now in January, and then we do it once in June. Yeah, it's nice, especially with the colder weather. We can do it indoors here. It's a very nice track.
And the mayor's indoor walks will continue the first Tuesday of every month at the Centre of Elgin through February, March, and April as part of Activate Elgin. And later in the show, Randy Riopel, the director of the Parks and Recreation Department, will tell us about Activate Elgin's major upcoming event. Let's stay at the Centre of Elgin, 100 Symphony Way, and get a chance to hear about the great preschool program that happens right here at this location.
We're really excited. February is here again, and that means it's time to start looking at preschool programs for the coming fall. So here at the Centre of Elgin, we have a preschool program here. We have 5 classrooms, 12 teaching staff, and we can have up to 200 children in our program. So starting on February 10th, we will have a preschool open house here in the evening for new and prospective parents and students to come and visit us, our teaching staff, our beautiful classrooms from 6 to 7:30, and there's no registration for that. It's open house. Come as you as you are, stay as long as you want. Visit with us. We'll go over what our schedule is for the coming fall, talk to you about our upcoming open registration, which is actually going to begin on Saturday, February 28th here.
If we wanted to make sure we wanted more information, how would we get in touch with you?
There's a couple ways you can do it. We now have a website for the Centre of Elgin. And on the Centre of Elgin website page, there is a preschool tab. So click on that and you'll be able to get all the information about the open house, the open registration, what our registration requirements might be, our fees, our times, our dates. You can get the schedule. And then you can also contact me personally and we can set up individual private tours of our classrooms as well. Yeah, you can call me. My phone number is 847-531-7012. Yeah, my email address, if you want to email me directly, it's my last name, so it's Monell. So it's M as in Mary, O-N-E-L-L, and then it's _J at thecityofelgin.org.
Excited you are this time of year, aren't you?
Yeah, you might not think the first of the year will, you start thinking about the fall, but that's the time you start looking at preschools. And I've had a lot of phone calls from people that are really interested in checking out our program here. And it kind of is a whole new faces you see, new families you see. So it's really great getting them introduced to our program and to the center too. We actually service 3 different age groups. So we start as young as 2.5, and those are our pre-wee folkers. And they come here to 2 days a week, an hour and a half, and it's a very introductory kind of socialization experience for them, just getting introduced to being away from mom, grandma, that sort of thing. And then we have our 3 to 4-year-olds, which is wee folks, and they come multiple times during the week depending upon what you're looking for schedule-wise. And then we also have a pre-K program here for 4 to 5-year-olds, preparing them for kindergarten the following year. We're kind of a really good kept secret, you could say, here at the City of Elgin and at the center. Many people don't realize we actually have a dedicated preschool wing here. And if you're on the lower level, you probably walk right by us and not realize it, but we actually have a private area here at the center on the lower level. It's a secured wing area. So when we're in session, classrooms and everything, we're all in lockdown, so we're very secure. And we have 5 classrooms here, and they're just strictly dedicated for preschool.
We first spoke with Jason Polanski here on Elgin Today back in March of 2010 when he was named the new promotion coordinator for the Downtown Neighborhood Association. In 2013, he left for a great new opportunity in St. Charles. But Jason Polanski's familiar face is back in Elgin. In late 2014, we saw him at the Festival of Trees for the Ecker Center and also in costume for Window Wonderland. Jason Polanski loves Elgin, and let's find out what brought him back to the city he loves so much.
Yeah, it's been a great first couple of months back in Elgin, back home again in Elgin. I've joined the chamber now as their director of marketing and special events, so I've had a chance to help them with their Good Morning Elgin event, where the mayor delivered the State of the City address to our membership. Also did the chamber's Thanksgiving luncheon, and we've had a couple of business after hours, which I'm actually going to have a hand in rebranding some of those for the new year, and we're excited to roll those out for our members and for the Elgin community.
Jason went on to tell us about some of the big upcoming events for the Elgin Area Chamber and really all of Elgin.
So we have the Hablamos Español Expo, which takes place on Saturday, March 7th at the Centre of Elgin. It's the annual celebration of our Latino community here in Elgin. Both Latino businesses and residents will be there. It'll be a great confluence of people celebrating the Latino community here in Elgin. We also have some business after hours that will be rolled out in the spring. We also have our chamber golf outing later this summer. I believe that's in August. We'll have more information about that on the chamber website at elginchamber.com. The City of Elgin is my unofficial home. I live in Streamwood, but ever since I've been working in Elgin since 2010, it's really embraced me as one of their own, and my heart's here, and I was happy to come back here and be able to work again in the City of Elgin. The Enhancing Elgin Committee of the Elgin Area Chamber has been around for over a decade, and the committee itself consists of several members, several marketing and communications professionals from some of the big key players in the Elgin community, the City of Elgin, Advocate Sherman Hospital, Judson University, ECC, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Downtown Neighborhood Association. So all those people work together to help promote Elgin as a great place to live, work, enjoy, do business, all the great things about Elgin. So this year what we've decided to do is actually take that initiative and move it online. So we have a Facebook page. If you go on Facebook, just search Enhancing Elgin. We also have a Twitter, an Instagram account, and we will be unveiling a YouTube channel later in the year, you know me, Mr. Social Media. And there will be a website as well. But basically the purpose is just to share all the positive news about Elgin. So anytime we see stories about the community, people in the community that are making a difference, that are enhancing the image of Elgin, we'll be sharing that. And we want people to share those stories with us as well. So we're hoping that this initiative will bring greater awareness to all the good things that Elgin has to offer.
If you want to contact Jason, his email address is jpolanski@elginchamber.com. His phone number 847-741-5660, extension 217. Welcome back to Elgin, Jason Polanski. It was a who's who in Elgin for the 30th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Prayer Breakfast, Saturday, January 17th at Elgin Community College. Tracy Ellis, a U46 school board member and community leader, had these thoughts about what this all means to her.
Well, the breakfast is particularly important to me because of all that it means. Oftentimes we try to boil Dr. King down to a few nice words and a great man who got a few things accomplished. But in fact, Dr. King changed the fabric of this country and got us moving on a path that we now need to continue on. So it's more than just a come and clap and say a few nice words. For me, it's very personal, and I'm very proud of Dr. King's legacy, and I'm just really happy to be here, and I consider it my obligation to continue the work that Dr. King started for us in this country.
This year, a special humanitarian award was given posthumously to Robert Gilliam, who passed away on December 30th. Denise Haben, chairperson of the Human Relations Commission, had these words.
He served 40 years on the city council. He was the first African-American person elected to city council. He was 28 years old when he first was elected. It's just fantastic. He demonstrated leadership, service, and he is a very inspirational person who will be greatly missed.
The award was presented to two family members, his widow Marion and his sister.
He would be very proud of this award, and being the Martin Luther King Award. In his speech he does say you are judged by the content of your character, which would be very appropriate for my brother.
Also in attendance, Anna Moeller, State Representative of the 43rd District.
Well, this is really always my favorite breakfast of the year. I was just talking about it with one of my staffers. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., celebrating that with so many great people here in Elgin, the spirit of the occasion, social justice, and working towards racial harmony and improving our communities. Doesn't get any better than that.
We also learned that an event was scheduled for after this breakfast.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a community conversation. People are going to stay out after past the breakfast and talk about just police and community relations, see what people can, what they can do to help the police department and what the police department could do to better engage within the community. I know the mayor is going to speak. Denise Haben from the Human Relations Commission is going to speak. I think Pastor Edmund is going to be speaking, myself. And then we're going to be doing just breakout sessions for people to kind of talk about what's one thing they see within the police department that's really working, and then maybe one thing where we can improve.
This day also led to an opportunity to get a medical update on one of Elgin's most well-known citizens. Floyd Brown, the longtime WGN TV and radio broadcaster, suffered through some medical challenges in mid-2013. His as well-known wife, columnist, and businesswoman Betty Brown was in attendance, and she gave us this update on Floyd.
Floyd is doing fine. He's getting out every day, and he goes out with his caretaker in the morning, and he goes to the mall, and he goes all through the mall, buys things, and comes home with too much, and he's feeling good, although, you know, he still needs help. He walks up the steps with help and down, and he's getting around, so you'll see him more this summer. Thank you for asking.
Time now for our segment with Mayor David Kaptain. Mayor, as always, you take us to some of the finest spots in Elgin.
I try to, Jeff. Good morning. This is part of the programs that we've been doing for businesses that are uniquely Elgin. And I'd like to identify those and show the world around us that we have some entrepreneurs and some smart thinking people in Elgin. And with us today is Kevin Echevarria. He's owner and partner in the Dream Kitchen in Elgin. And we go back a couple of years. And he came into, so after I became mayor, he had the restaurant down on Villa Street, and started out as a small businessman on his own, and he had some ideas and came to see me, and we had some really good conversations about him moving, expanding his businesses and what he could do that was different. And a few years ago, he kind of moved away from the restaurant business and went into the to the kitchen business and really manufacturing end of things. So it's quite a change for him. He's still, I believe, a part owner down there, or has some interest in the restaurant down on Villa Street, but he's really changed his focus now to manufacturing more, and he has some exciting things going on here. And Kevin, tell us a little bit about your Dream Kitchen out here, and what do you do, and what's your vision for the Dream Kitchen?
Awesome. So just to give you a little bit of history, our company goes back in Elgin to 2006, PK Enterprises Incorporated. When we started the company, we always knew that we would be involved in multiple operations, multiple businesses, and that's where we started with the Delicia Tropical, which is, we're the original founders of that restaurant. We've since brought in a managing partner, and he's continuously running that restaurant as an owner. We switched focus and we moved over into the manufacturing business. We started a company called Ria Foods in early 2012. And we've since then morphed into not just an incubator space, but also mass producing empanadas for our manufacturing line. Just a few weeks ago, we actually merged our company with another larger company called Empanadas Patagonia, which will see the manufacturing moved over from Chicago into the city of Elgin as well.
Great story.
And Kevin and I really had a conversation, this has got to be almost 2 years ago now, and when they started making the empanadas, they're doing them all by hand, yes. all manufactured locally, and he had started to work on a contract with some of the theaters, large theaters, and he was visiting me, and he asked what I thought about doing it. I said, I think it'd be great, and it's a handheld kind of food, and that they could use in the theaters. And yet he was leaving me, wanted some contacts and different people to talk to, and he was heading out to Middleby, which we've explored them and met with them a few months ago on the same type of thing with businesses uniquely Elgin. He was looking for a little oven that would take an empanada from frozen to ready to serve in a minute and a half, and that's where he was headed. That was part of his business plan, was to make that really handy for people, something that could be good, nutritious, something very tasty that you can do in just a couple of minutes. And you know, some of those things work out, others don't, but that's what a small businessman does.
And you were more popular than Jujubes in theaters, weren't you?
Yes. So part of the conversation about Middleby was we were working to develop a concession food item, and we saw that a lot of concession stands were using a product called the Turbo Chef to cook products from frozen. So we wanted to do some product testing, possibly get one of those machines into this facility and do testing of our own with the products that we were developing at that time. Since then, we've rolled out the empanadas into Marcus Theaters as a concession item. They cook it from frozen to fully cooked in about a minute and 20 seconds. So it's a great quick bite to eat, and it just works for the application in the concession industry.
It's great. Don't shy away from the camera there, Kevin, because they don't want to see you.
And one thing I think that Jeff, you'd be very interested in, when Kevin and I were talking a short time ago, he had been having some conversations with the Chicago Cubs to look at doing something at Wrigley Field. Yeah. So I'm a Cub fan, and you follow baseball a lot, so that would be something that's really a big step.
And a big time. You're going to win the World Series. The late Harry Carey would say, how about an empanada?
Yes. So, one of the great things about now being more mobile, before I was in the restaurant business hands-on, just stuck in a brick and mortar location. Now I'm out and about pushing sales for the company, and the opportunity arose to present our product to the Cubs organization. And I think that now as we move forward and we grow and we scale out our empanada business, I think those are some of the few conversations that we'll continue to have this year and possibly make some more inroads in there.
That's great. That's great.
So one of the things that I've been talking a lot to people about is Elgin with its, we have reasonable rental rates, we have some available space, that it can be an incubator for small businesses. And Kevin's purchased this dream kitchen, and part of his vision out here is to allow small entrepreneurs that want to start their own food line, being able to use some of his space and to share some of his space, and probably give them a few tips, because it's a little bit, one of the things that we see a lot with small business people is that they have a great idea, and I use the empanadas as an example. Not to make an empanada, but how do you market the empanada? Right. How do you move beyond that? So there's much more to being a small businessman than just being able to produce the product.
Yes. Your dream kitchen's out here in Fleetwood Drive on the west side.
Yeah, 1544 Fleetwood Drive, right by the ECC campus. And to touch back a little bit on Dream Kitchen, we became the managing partner in Dream Kitchen in April of 2014. Mm-hmm. It was part of expanding our operations. We have our manufacturing facility in the same building. And we have experience in the food industry, whether it's the 8 years that we spent managing the restaurant hands-on, to growing and scaling a manufacturing business, selling that product, marketing that product, getting buyers to pick up that product and bring it into their stores. And so it just made sense that being part of an incubator space, we have a lot to offer individuals. It's not just, we're not just some real estate company renting out kitchen space. Yeah. We are a food company. We know the business. We know what it takes to market a product. We know what it takes to get a product into stores. That's the goal here at Dream Kitchen, is that we can continue to expand and grow our own private manufacturing operations, but we can help others expand their business, their ideas, and their dreams as well. Dream Kitchen, where entrepreneurs start, grow, and expand their food service dreams.
Wonderful. We're down to 2 minutes. How many workers here, Kevin?
The kitchen can hold at least a total of 8 companies working at once. We personally have 4 family members that run the operation, from facilities to billing and all of that great stuff. And then we have a total of 4 other employees that work the manufacturing line and the empanada business with us.
That's great. Mayor and Kevin, before we run out of time, Dad is such a great Elgin success story.
Yes. So my father has been the biggest pusher of what we do. Whether when it was the story of him coming back to Elgin and starting and growing his family here, to then dabbling in the real estate market and owning properties throughout the city of Elgin. He is the one that instilled the entrepreneur spirit in myself. He was the one that believed in me and really planted that first seed of equity, cash equity, to start this company. And it couldn't have happened without our family. It couldn't have happened without our father. It's so much support that we receive from our family. It's a beautiful thing.
Great story, Mayor.
And really quick, I think Kevin should tell you he's been nominated for a couple of awards nationally as well.
So back in, I want to say it's 2009, I was part of a documentary called Latinos Living the American Dream, which was produced by Eva Longoria in cooperation with PepsiCo. Hollywood came to Elgin, filmed at our restaurant. We were able to talk about our experiences as Latino entrepreneurs, really doing something for our community and getting involved. Last year, I was nominated for Verizon's Small Business Entrepreneur of the Year. So I was part of the lineup. I didn't get the full thing, but so close. It was great just to be nominated and be recognized for the work that we do. One of the things about any entrepreneur is we're always working, and sometimes the marketing piece is at the end because we're so focused on deals. So to be brought into a mix of saying, hey, we want to recognize you for something that you've done, it feels awesome.
That's great. Yeah. What has your brother Eric done lately?
Oh, my brother Eric is, believe me or not, but we've recently opened up. My father and I decided to open up the company for investment. And the first individuals that we approached was family. So my brother and my sister are now part owners of PK Enterprises, and we're continuing to scale our operation and continuing to bring them into the loop of everything that we're doing and truly run this company as a family organization from the bottom up.
That's great, Eric, a well-known police officer. Mayor, we're out of time.
Jeff, I think this was a great show, and I think it really highlights what Elgin's all about. It's about entrepreneurship, about family ownership, and success
stories from small businesses. And I think this is really highlights what Elgin does. Look forward to doing another program next month.
All right, thanks, Mayor. Mayor and I are going to join your family, okay?
Thank you.
Next episode. Kevin, thanks and great success you've had. Congratulations.
Thank you. Awesome.
That's our segment from Dream Kitchen with Mayor Kaptain and Kevin. Our trip to the Gail Borden Library this month got off to a fast start as Kimberly Stover and crew gave us a little Zumba exercise fun demonstration, which will be part of the Activate Elgin's March into Health event. Randy Riappel, director of Elgin's Parks and Recreation Department and chairperson of Activate Elgin, gave us some background into this fast-paced upcoming event.
March into Health is promoted by Activate Elgin, which is a coalition of Elgin partners, Gail Borden Library, City of Elgin, both of our hospitals, other nonprofit and private companies in town that are concerned about our residents' health and just kind of coming together to address the issues of obesity and the lack of activities that our residents have and kind of coming together with some solutions. So Activate Elgin's the organization. The event is March into Health. It's our 4th annual event. It's going to kick off on February 28th. It's going to include 39 individual activities, programs, and events that are going to follow through until the end of March. The kickoff event on February 28th is going to happen over at the Centre of Elgin, and that's our annual Health and Fitness Expo. We're very excited about that. We're going to have about 30 to 35 different vendors with information, activities, programs to help people be healthier. Jody Garrett, a Major League ball player that was with the Cubs for a while, he was with a number of other Major League teams. He's going to be there to talk about the importance of nutrition. We've got a great program called Fruit and Veggies to the Rescue that are going to be there. We're also going to have a number of other special speakers that are just going to talk on various topics that would help our residents to make healthier and better choices in terms of their lifestyle. After the kickoff, we're going to go have many different events at different sites throughout Elgin. There's a Building a Healthy Relationship with Your Teenager workshop. Here's a real active one, boxing, a great way to get fit while learning a new skill. I think I'm going to check that one out. We have a number of Zumba classes that you can attend. Experience Healthy Cooking, where we show our residents and teach our residents how to cook healthy food on a limited budget too. A lot of people think that to eat healthy is expensive. It doesn't have to be that way. So we're going to debunk some of those myths. Healthy snacks for active families. Celebrating senior health. Your spring garden, we're going to have a number of workshops about preparing for a gardening season so you can grow your own healthy food. A great way to minimize the cost of that. Ralph from Ralph's World is going to be at the Gail Borden Public Library. A lot of people know about Ralph. And as an incentive to get our residents to attend all of these events and activities, we're offering raffle prizes at the end of each and every one of them. And at the end of March into Health, we're going to award some incredible prizes to all those people that attend them. They're all going to go into a basket, and we're going to draw winners for a Wii U and fitness games, Fitbit activity tracker, memberships at the Centre of Elgin. All the details on the Activate Elgin website, the Gail Borden website, or the City of Elgin website.
Hi, I'm Liz Clemens at Gail Borden Library, reminding you to look for the March into Health schedule in the upcoming March-April Explorer newsletter. In your homes by March 1st.
Before we close, let's go back to late December and congratulate Commander Glenn Theriault of the Elgin Police Department, who retired to accept a new position in a different city. We say goodbye to one of the most well-known Elgin police officers of the last 20 years.
Thank you very much. It's going to be an incredibly exciting opportunity to go be the chief of Sycamore in a great, vibrant town that really reminds me a lot of Elgin. A lot of that same river town type of qualities and a real cohesive community that's built on that exact spirit of community.
Not too far away, really.
No, just 15, 20 minutes from the edge of town.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your great years in Elgin. What comes to mind?
I was trying to write a speech today and really sum it all up, and it's just impossible. I mean, I look back over my career from the opportunities early on to work as a resident officer directly with the community and in a community that I grew up in, that I went to school in. I was kind of reflecting on, kind of the heavy gang violence when I was in grade school and how far this community has come. And it really gave me an ability to kind of see the full breadth of what's been accomplished in the last 20 years, 30 years really within this community.
You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. For everyone here at Elgin Today, I'm Jeff Myers. We'll see you next time.